now's the chance to talk about rent. And I think what the other places had in older apartments, we had something coming to us. Like, it felt like it was basically always. And it was just like a baby taking the first steps. So I was like, yep, this is my first apartment. This is my first house. This is my first place to go. And it's just, I had a lot of considerations into what would it do to make a startup business or to create something very artistic and hopefully inspire people that have inspired me to do the same. And that's where it stopped. It just kept being like, before I decided to take responsibility for my own life choices, I was looking at, okay, my parents did this, my parents did that, they paid for this, they paid for that. And there's kind of a privilege that was going along with that too. It's like they were allowing me to say about that stuff. A lot of times I thought, can I take credit for what I'm doing? Because like I was still working jobs, like part-time jobs, customer service, food service, screen printing, cell phones, like so in a sense I think that I got a lot of work experience, but that's just kind of like in their hands, like my parents' hands. And there was a tragedy that happened when I was 18 years old. My mom got cut out mid-surgery, and so people may be able to spin this, but it'll still come to where it needs to. And I trust that's full circle, that everything that my parents gave to me was not a sacrifice, but it had a way of making itself very it was vital, you know. It was, they were keeping me alive, they were keeping me going, keep giving me confidence and courage, and I was like, that's also really great stuff because it made me a strong person, you know. But it's also recognizing that when I am responsible for myself, I can take blame, I can take fault as much as a normal healthy person would. I think I formed opinions about things that weren't mine necessarily to talk on, but because we do have shared spaces and it's possible for us to go to groups and sort of like dice things out, you know. Just, I'm 33 now, and so like when I'm sharing this, it feels very on the spot, especially being a dual citizen of Japan and America. But I just have been so proud of making my own family that it's like, what can I give to my son? And something that like that's actually kind of organizing for him, you know. He lives in another family, and his dad and grandparents are in the same state with him, or in the same town, and I was like, I thought I was gonna be sad, but a lot of it was just like, I guess it reminds me of when I was in PE class and they would do like assessments, that those were very team driven and instructive. So that's kind of what I've been bringing to the table, you know, just being like, I didn't always enjoy doing it on my own. But it's like any of those situations, they're safe enough for us to share with each other and we help each other out, you know. That I think is the best part about YouTube, as far as I've been concerned or curious or wondering or whatever. And I think the best part of it has been that we help each other out, you know. Because when I'm thinking of you, you're thinking of someone, and I think you are someone. So, yeah. It's very good to have electric bills being paid again. Y'all, I'm telling you, when I first had my son, when he was like under a year old, it was like a lot of struggle. Like, that's something that people have been quoting on. They say, you struggle, you've been through stress. And it was like, well, it's all been appropriate, you know? If something was not quite appropriate yet, it's just something like on our to-do list. Someone obsessive was saying that they already had an idea of how that was going to pan out. And just to provide yourself safety, I hope you guys know that we have community for our workplace. So I think my number one priority, as skewed or distorted this may be or not, we can look at the community and that's where we work on it, you know? Y'all can say it's a blessing as much as you want, but I still got this going where it's like, we're taking the rest up. You know? So I've covered literally every area of my life that I can think of, or sometimes it's just feeling. A lot of it is just feeling, and gradually, but with assurance, like, people telling me I'm doing it the right way. Well done job. But you guys have always been here, and that's why I just remember so much when I was in school, and you know, I graduated school when I was 16. The year I was 16, and that was like even if we gotta turn this thing off sometimes and just go get, you know, like our fresh appetite, you know, I just, even when I don't recognize myself, I still remember, hey, my mom, you know, my mother, and this what you're saying, yes, this is a real person, not gonna lie to you. That's what they say.